Hi, welcome to the Leadership Lab. One of the most common words during the COVID era was digital. Digital marketing has helped a lot of pharma companies to continue their businesses even during the lockdown. We have with us someone who is an expert in this domain. Mr. Rinkesh Shah has more than 12 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry. He has been associated with some of the top brands like TCS, Novartis, GlaxoSmithKline, and Cipla. He's a graduate in pharmacy and has done his MBA in pharmaceutical management from NMIMS. Right now, he's the associate director at Cipla for digital marketing. He has featured in some of the top newspapers like the Times of India and the Economic Times. He has also been featured on Your Story. Mr. Rinkesh Shah has been a speaker and a panelist at several colleges and panel discussions on digital marketing. Let us welcome Mr. Rinkesh Shah at the Leadership Lab. First of all, Rinkesh, thank you so much for joining us at the Leadership Lab. I'm pretty sure being in the COVID era and you being from a digital marketing background, students have a lot to learn from you, and we will get a lot of insights from you of how digital marketing has helped the pharmaceutical companies in this particular era, especially right now. So, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your time.
Thanks for having me over here, guys. Happy to interact, and I hope I'm able to share something fruitful and valuable for you guys to move ahead in your careers in the right direction, in the directions which you are looking out for.
Most thank you. Yeah, certainly. So, Rinkesh, my first question would be what exactly do you do and what is your job profile at Cipla?
That's a good question. A tricky one is also. So, see, digital marketing as such has multiple connotations, right? If I look at digital marketing as a definition and what every other industry might be doing, uh, and to what a pharma organization expects out of a digital marketer are two very different things, is what I would say to begin with. And I'm putting this as an asterisk mark over here because to all the students who are looking out to make digital marketing as a career, they need to know this and be preparing themselves accordingly. So before I go ahead and say that what I do, let me just point out the difference between what digital marketing in pharma and what digital marketing elsewhere is. Okay, so guys, digital marketing as general industry would be a lot about consumer outreach or a customer outreach through various technology interventions, through building right customer experiences, through building right content, uh, generating that interest and working on company specific objectives. Now those company specific objectives can be varied, right? It can be lead generation objectives, where you are generating a lead, or generating specific interest area for your brand or products. It can be just pure outreach through social media. Yeah, it can be brand building through great websites and interactive technologies. It can be customer engagement through AR, VR. It can be a lot of those things, right? Uh, Coming to pharma, all of this remains, right? All these objectives, depending on the brand, organization, and the levels which you are working, all of this remains as is. But one of the biggest difference when it comes to pharma and other industry is the digital marketeer is actually playing a role of a digital transformation agent, and you need to keep that in mind. Uh, Pharma business does not run or have not had any experience of working or running because of digital interventions or technological interventions. Okay, we still generate prescriptions through discussions inside the clinic. We still meet our chemists physically, our reps, our first line managers are meeting the chemists, the stockists, the entire channel, the doctors, and generating business for you. And their hard work is still getting results, right, to most of the pharma companies. So why do you need digital or technology, so to say? Right, and that's where the mind needs to tickle. The organization need to know that this is a change management exercise, and you have to enable the people on ground. You have to enable the organization. You have to improve the customer experience, and that is the reason why you need a digital marketing role. So and that is first about building mindsets to do that, letting the minds know that what a technology intervention can do, right? So compared to, and I'll take that by examples. Let's say I'm in an organization like Unilever, okay, and I have a product like Colgate. If I'm not wrong, Unilever is a Colgate is a Unilever product. Uh, my first objective is about reaching out to mass audience, build a brand so that a customer or a consumer is actually going on a shop and asking for Colgate, right? However, pharma it is different. A drug is getting prescribed. A consumer doesn't go and ask to a chemist that I want, a Augmentin or a Novamox or something like that, right? A doctor prescribes. Okay, and how do you enable our TMs with technology to build a differential experience with our customers? Is where technology comes in, and those are transformation changes or mindset changes which needs to first be. What I do exactly this. It is digital marketing with a digital transformation role. Idea is still to reach out to customers with differential experiences, enabling our sales force, our marketing teams with technological interventions of their work. So either the operations get simplified, uh, their work is done in a better ways, and the customer experience or consumer experience.
Okay, thank you so much, Rinkesh, for the description about and also clearing the idea about digital marketing in non-pharma companies and digital marketing in pharma companies. That was much needed. So, Rinkesh, digital marketing in pharma companies, how do you see this particular domain growing in the future in pharma companies, and what kind of opportunities do you think will be available for the students who wish to make a career in digital marketing in pharmacy?
The answer to this question is that will digital marketing as a career is what we are seeking, or digital marketing as a mindset and practice what we are seeking, right? So let me tell you, first thing is that in whatever role you will be in future, it may be a marketing, a sales, or a research, R&D, a manufacturing, can be any segment, functional area of a pharma organization. First thing first is that the need of understanding technology or digital marketing uh, and using it to the advantage or to execute certain objectives and strategies or tactics which we are looking out for will be of prime importance. So, before even talking about digital marketing as a career option, first understand that digital marketing is a mindset and functional knowledge is must for any area which you are going to enter into tomorrow. Okay, so idea is first start building those skill sets. Now, talking specifically about digital marketing as a career path. So, one, it is very bright for sure because this is the future which we are working towards, right? So, if you look at any role in any industry, the potential of it depends on the opportunity is going to bring in. Okay, and the career paths get decided accordingly. And digital marketing in pharma is still not leverage to its full potential or even to its half of its potential, I would say. Okay, COVID obviously has accelerated the change, uh, but we are still far off from where we are today. So as a opportunity, career opportunity, it is really great, and it is futuristic in nature. There are various streams within digital marketing which you can start learning and building yourself into. Data is one stream. Digital data science, data analytics is one. Understanding technology into various forms in nature, maybe UI UX side, maybe only coding side. There are a lot of technologies layers which you need to learn. There are customer experience layers which you will need to learn how to build the right customer experience, segmented marketing, personalized experiences building. So there are a lot of streams within digital which can be adopted itself as a career path in future. Uh, but as a whole, there is a lot to do, lot to learn, and a lot to grow in the industry.
All right. It's a good news for the students who wish to make a career. Like since you said it is not even used to half of its potential, So in the future, there's quite a good opportunity for many students to enter into this domain.
Yeah, and that much tougher. Understand half
Absolutely.
of understand when I say that it is not even used to half of its potential, meaning to say guys like me know nothing, and you are listening to us. So remember one thing, that you will need to be learning in a way that 5 years, 10 years down the line you are still relevant.
Absolutely. Right. Very true. So, Rinkesh, what kind of skill set would a company expect from a student or a candidate who wishes to join your domain? So, any specific uh, courses or certain information or as I said, a skill set that should be available with a student?
So any career path which you are looking for, there are three ways to look at building any career or entering into any role in an organization. One is the functional skill set which you have. The second is the experience which you have. The third is your core personal attributes. Okay, and the fourth would be, I said functional, I said core personal attributes, I said experience, and the other is obviously the educational background around it. Right, so these four levers is what you need to work on. Let's pick up educational right now, and because most of the students are in maybe in that phase of their life, uh, and as you said, are there any certificate courses which as a digital marketing professional, as a student, if you want to become a professional, you look for. So there are lots of them available across. On Google, you will see a lot of courses around SEO, SEM, social media, data analytics, and a lot of them. And those are all individual levers which you need to learn if you want to have some understanding and want to pick up digital marketing as a role. You are at a stage in your life where you can do a lot of things hands-on. So take those courses and do a lot of things hands-on. Start your own blog, so you know how websites work. Write on it, market it, do a social media marketing. So a lot of those things. There are courses available on Udemy and Coursera, and also which are freely available. However, obviously, do interact in all of these courses. Look for industry expertise interaction with industry folks, right? And if there are platforms available like that, that industry leaders or industry professionals are coming and teaching you something, we try and pick up those courses. More so if it is pharma industry background individuals, the learning curves will be much faster. The second part which I like to pick up is the functional aspects, right? So once you are doing all these courses, as I said, try hands-on, right? So either you start on your own to the digital marketing. If you want to learn and grow, you don't need to work in organizations. If you get to work, it's amazing, but it's not necessary, right? So you can start your own website, own blog, and market it on social media. So you know how to do content marketing, you know how to do social media marketing, will come to know how to do SEOs, will come to know the people who are visiting your site, are they having the right experience? So you learn about customer experience, you will start looking at audiences who are visiting your site, so you'll start looking at data. So all the streams which you will necessarily have need knowledge of, you can get that on your own. However, also look out for internships uh, within various corporates or various agencies which are third parties who offer a lot of services to uh, corporates, right? So look out for internships over there to gain that functional expertise, uh, right? So third is around personal attributes. Now this is an important one, I would say. As I said, in pharma, if you are entering, it's a digital transformation role, more so than digital marketing role. So you get those expertise and you enter into a decent position where you are able to execute and make those changes. Transformation mindset, which is an entrepreneurial mindset, which is a mindset of growth, which is a mindset of doing a lot of things, failing fast, learning from it, and scaling up. So those personal attributes are very important to pick up. So I think these are my advices to whomsoever is trying to pick up this as a career.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rinkesh. Rinkesh, next is what made you select digital marketing as your career?
Uh, I hope no one would ask me such a question because I don't know if I, frankly speaking, if I selected this career or I landed up into this. So when I was in place of the students, right? So I'm a BPharm guy. I have done my MBA in pharmaceutical management, right? So there was nowhere where I thought that I would be doing a digital marketing my career journey, right? While I was studying, I would have thought that I would end up doing a sales role initially and then a brand management role and go from there, right? Typical career hierarchies which you are looking out for. But somehow
Yes.
I ended up into roles in companies like Infosys, in companies like TCS. I had my own startup in crowdfunding space couple of years back. Uh, that that just confirm one thing, that my bent towards technology was much higher, uh, and because my bent towards technology was much higher, I think I landed up into roles within pharma organization, and people wanted an individual like this within a pharma organization because of such bends toward technology and coming from a background where I understand pharma.
Right. Right.
And I think it was a chance occurring. It was not a planned occurring. But I think whatever happens, happens for good, and I'm enjoying it right now.
Absolutely. That's the most important thing. As long as you're enjoying your work, I think there's nothing better than that, right?
Yeah, yeah. And see, it is futuristic in nature, right? So the whole role kind of enables me to look it kind of forces me to look towards future and make an organization ready for that future. And that's very interesting.
Absolutely. Rinkesh, I'm pretty sure, as you said, from a student, since you had not planned this particular career, so there might be several challenges that you would have faced as a BPharm student, as a Pharma MBA student, and even as a professional with such great experience. So any specific challenges that you are able to recollect, or how did you try to overcome those challenges? If you can share some experience with us.
See, a lot of them. I mean, it's like a Pandora's box which will open if I start blabbering about those challenges. But see, life is interesting only with challenges. And the moment you try and uh, you kind of achieve successes on those challenges, the fun is of a very different kind.
Absolutely.
Uh, First thing first, I never did. Though I'm a pharma background individual, I never was given an opportunity, or I got an opportunity to do a sales role. I never got an opportunity to do a marketing role. And I would advise anyone who is trying to build digital marketing as a career to do those roles and then enter into this as a career option. But because I never did those roles within a pharma organization, the challenge was first to kind of adjust to uh, requirements of those roles, and how do I then enable individuals within this role using technology and bring about the change management. So that was first set of challenge. So if you don't want those challenge, do a role within sales and marketing and then enter into digital marketing, is my first advice. The second is that this role requires an entrepreneurial mindset, and an entrepreneurial mindset also means that uh, uh, your ability to uh, push everything so that you achieve a certain target, a certain objective needs to be really rock solid. So achievement orientation, and one of my managers once told me that achievement orientation in a digital marketing role needs to be really high. If you're set out on a path, you will face a lot of hurdles, but you have to keep going for it.
Right.
Uh, so that's the other thing I would say, that you will face a lot of challenges, but keep going for it. Uh, Third and the important thing is about people skill, and that was at an advantage for me. If you have good people skills, go for this role. You will need a lot
Hmm.
to interact with people, make sure that people understand your ideas and are agreeing to initiate change, right? So this was one big challenge about getting people to agree to your ideas, and ensuring that they are ready to put in their time, their resources, uh, into your ideas to experiment something. So
All right.
that's the important one.
Certainly. And Rinkesh, with those challenges, as you said that you had some motivation from your managers as well. but not always you would have an external motivation. So I'm pretty sure you might have kept yourself self motivated throughout those challenges. So any specific principles or any ethics that you have strictly followed during this tenure of your professional career that you would like to share with the students?
It's very simple and very basics, frankly. Be like Arjun, who is only looking at that eye, in a
Right,
fish and not the full fish, right? Keep
right,
that mind, and that's how I used to be able to motivate myself. What's my goal which I want to achieve? What is an organization goal which I want to achieve? And no matter what comes in your way, just go for it. Challenges will come and go, but you need to move forward. Another thing is, in terms of keeping yourself self motivated, is about staying positive. So understand one thing in your life: whenever the challenges come, whenever issues come, either you spend a lot of time thinking about those,
right.
or you spend a lot of time with people about discussing ideas, newer things, and get your mind off it. And that's a very good way to remain calm, focused, and remain motivated. Always remember, newer ideas and newer ways of doing certain things will always keep you fresh in your mind. And try and do that. Try and do that. That's the way I would keep myself motivated.
Absolutely. Very true. Thank you so much for that as well. Rinkesh, one more question. Actually, we have two more questions from my end. One is certainly you would be into reading books. If you would like to recommend some self-development books for students where they can kind of learn some things and maybe implement in their professional careers.
So I'm not a big fan of self-development books, but I do read books a lot, and various kind. Obviously, I'm one of those individuals coming on from era where we all started with reading Da Vinci, Dan Brown books and Chetan Bhagat books a lot in
Right.
order to build a habit. But from a perspective of uh, maybe two or three books which I would suggest is, one is Shoe Dog. If you guys would have heard of it, uh, it's a story of how Nike and the founder of Nike built the organization, and I would suggest that book a lot, and very firmly, because look at stories of recent founders and company builders. They have achieved certain things in a very short period of time. But that is a needle in haystack. Understand, life is not like that. Nothing gets built up in a very short period of time. You need a years and years of patience to build something. So go and read Shoe Dog, and you will come to know what is that journey really is, an individual of an entrepreneur. Second one, I would, and it's very relevant in today's time, is book called as Hooked by Nir Eyal. It's a story where it's a book which kind of explains you how do you form habit forming products, and goes into human psyche to explain you that. Would recommend that. And maybe one more book is Catalyst. It's a very simple book, but uh, for students, I think when they are the stage where they're trying to build their careers, it gives you right directional approaches to build your career. I think those three ones is what I would suggest.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rinkesh. And one last question from my side is any message that you would like to give for the students who are trying to build a career right
Keep learning, be patient, uh, and keep trying new things. Uh, get a lot of organizational experience. Forget about comparing yourselves in terms of packages. Because I think I'm sure at this age and day, a lot of us kind of benchmark ourselves in terms of amount of money which we are making. But please don't do that. It is a very short-term way of thinking. uh, in 5 years time, 7 years time, all of you will be at a similar scenario. So build a attitude of learning and getting a lot of experience under your belt of various functional roles within organizations, or just do it yourself.
now? Absolutely. Very nicely said, Rinkesh. Thank you so much for this. I would now invite our students to ask you some questions if that's okay.
Sure.
So
My pleasure being here and able to answer their questions if I am of any help.
That would be great.
Sir, I have a question. Like, sir, you work in Cipla. So, what are the competitions in digital marketing that the company faces with different pharma companies? Like, how is Cipla trying to be creative and innovative in digital marketing in this COVID era?
So, Vishal, competition will always be there in anything which you are trying to do, right, in a business landscape. And similarly, Cipla also faces a lot of competition even in the use of technology to engage with their customers. So, uh, I mean, and all the organizations, so to say, are doing really good and trying to do something really good when it comes to digital and use of that to engage with their customers, right? All that I would say that the mindset which Cipla has is an innovative mindset, a growth mindset. As an organization, it has that mindset, and we strongly believe in a big organization. We strongly believe to have a startup mindset, and I think that's where and with that mindset we try to keep an edge over our competition. That's the way forward.
And thank you, sir. I got my answer. So, one more question. Like, what are the tools we are supposed to learn to become a good person in digital marketing? Like, which are the tools we should study?
So, Disha, a lot of them, in fact, and as I said earlier, also try and first break down digital marketing into various streams. Uh, so, one is again personal attributes. So, learn and build yourself into being a stern person with an achievement orientation, being an individual who will not fear failing but try new things, do it right, scale up. We have that mindset. From a tools perspective, break it down, right? Digital marketing into SEO, SEM, social media marketing, affiliate marketing, content marketing, and a lot of tools within those streams are available. So if I pick up SEO, you need to learn Google AdWords. You need to learn, need to learn to use tools like SEO, Site Checkup, SEMrush, things like that. If you are doing social media marketing, you will need to learn social listening and the use of tools like BrandWatch, similar web, and also Facebook AdWords and tools surrounding it. Uh, so there are lot of tools which will need to really get a hands-on experience with. Try and make your own blog, so you need to know how to use, let's say, something like a WordPress. Uh, so yeah, I mean there is an endless list of tools which you can learn.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Disha. Next we have is
Very good evening, sir. I would like to start my question by asking, is that what are the frequent questions asked by an interviewer to the digital marketer? Is it like situation based or anything else?
So first thing first is we are looking at what experience you have within digital marketing. So there'll be a lot of questions coming your way in terms of how did you try to solve a problem with the use of technology, or do you have an experience on or hands-on experience of tinkering around with a website, a mobile app, or anything in that space. Is I think a lot of questions might come that way. A lot of questions will also come your way in terms of what's your daily behaviors, right? So what mobile apps you are using, what type of phone do you use, in your daily routine, how do you is there integration of technology within your daily routines? uh, that's the best way of getting an understanding of what is new, what is working in digital, and what needs to improve in digital. So I think a lot of questions in that space might come up.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask one more question. Is that any software which we can, try and improve our skills or practice for, for digital marketing?
uh, in software, I would not suggest software, but uh, as I said, tools in the earlier question, get hands-on experience of that, get to understand how the coding languages work, and what are the popular coding languages today. So something like a Python is used a lot for AI ML, right? So get an understanding of what are those coding languages and how their core logics work. I don't expect you to code, but to understand the logics around it.
And so I would like to ask one more question. Is that you gave an example about Colgate? Is that it's a known brand, and then people go to any shop and just ask Colgate. But what about the OTC medicines? Like even any middle class person goes to the chemist and asks for Crocin or asks for Odol. Yeah. So it's like. Is a digital marketing also played an role over here, or it's just a role of an MR?
No, so see, over the years, a lot of prescription brands have been converted into an OTC or an OTX brands, right? So once those brands are in the space of OTC, the ball game is very different. And your marketing approaches and digital marketing approaches are like an FMCG product, like a Colgate, so to say. So that's a very different play altogether. What I was coming from is a pharma play and the use of digital marketing in a pharma organization. And when I say pharma, specifically prescription brands. The moment we start discussing about OTC or OTX brand, I think the discussion will be very different.
Hello, sir. My question is, what are the ongoing trends in digital marketing?
Sorry, Kev, can you repeat your question?
What are the trends in digital marketing? Trends.
Trends. Okay. So, okay, that's a tough one actually. So, a lot of, I mean, see, when this is a question which I try and avoid to answer because, the mindset of going in the flow of trends is very common. But I would rather suggest everyone to learn about or keep an eye on what's new, but try and focus on basics. So, so to say, I'll just give you an example. Social media was a trend 10 years back, and everyone, without trying to focus on the basics, tried to jump onto that trend. And after 10 years, we didn't realize how to use, what to do, but we wasted a lot of time and money to use and leverage on that trend. So try and not go with the mindset of trends, but try and know what's new, but come back to basics and see if this really works. So to answer your question, there are a lot of trends. Okay, so artificial intelligence is the biggest talked about term in the industry today. Data science is another term which is being used in the industry today. Digital therapeutics is the way ahead, is what people say, right? So there are a lot of those. Come back to basics. Your basics are still in technology, still in data, in experiences, which you can build, right? And try and see what those trends can bring onto table when you focus on data, technology, or experience. And if it makes a difference, go ahead and use those trends.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hi, sir. So you mentioned a lot of thing about digital marketing, and I felt that digital marketing is only helping the companies. Can you please give me an example that how a technology can harm a company?
Uh, so let me pick up an example of social media only then. It's an interesting question also. So let's say 5 years, 10 years back, when we were trying to build on the trend of social media, a lot of organization went ahead and opened up themselves for discussions and for interaction with general audience. So as a pharma organization, we typically don't interact with patients, and certainly not in a way where those interactions are in a way that we have to respond immediately. Uh, so a use of social media where we are not armed enough to respond quickly, respond correctly, and escalate whenever an issue happens, it can really harm us. So just to say that if someone on your social media channel goes around and mentions an adverse event related to a particular product, and if you don't have a way and a mechanism to report it to FDA within 24 hours, if it's a serious adverse event, then it's a it's a big harm which an organization can land into. So yeah, use technology, but use it correctly.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good
Hi,
evening,
Pratha.
sir. Sir, what are the challenges that are commonly faced in digital marketing as opposed to the traditional marketing strategies?
Common challenges is one simple one. Is the fact that you have to figure out how the use of technology is going to lead into bringing results. If you try and answer those questions, you will not face those challenges. If you are not able to answer that question, and which is the case with a lot of use of technology, so let's say social media, can you tie it up with bringing results? You can't. So you'll need to figure out ways on defining how it can bring results and ROI. So my answer to that question is that there is a challenge on in digital marketing on a daily basis if you're not able to define results and define what ROI can an approach bring in. If you're not able to define, I think it's a difficult road ahead. But if you're able to define it, I think the challenges are lesser. So the challenge is in terms of defining those ROIs which will achieve.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask one more question. Sir, is there any scope to leverage digital marketing more than what we presently do in the pharma industry and increase its patient compliance?
You're talking about having a course like that to learn?
No, sir. My question is when we market a pharma product, there tends to be a little hesitation in the minds of the patients because it is somewhat related to their health. So can we make it? Can we leverage digital marketing in that case and increase its patient compliance?
So, Prutha, it's an interesting question, and you typically don't end up promoting prescription products in India to patients, right? So the idea over there is you have to understand a particular disease area and understand what are the pain points within it, and can technology help them solve those pain points. So simple thing, diabetes, it's a lifestyle disorder. Exercising is very important on a daily basis. Diet control is very important on a daily basis, and digital therapeutics can play a big role over there. So if you're able to bring patients onto a platform which helps in that, the compliance will be much better. So it's about that. It's about using technology to understand disease journeys and pain points within it and try and solve. So you will never end up promoting a brand name or a product to a patient in India.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have one last question. Sir, as you said, you pursued MBA in pharmaceutical management. So what are the career opportunities after a pharma MBA or MBA in pharmaceutical management?
I mean, so a lot of them, in fact, today. One side which you can build your career in is the marketing side, which is the product management teams within the organization. Another one is the sales hierarchy where you can build your career in. However, there are newer fields where you can really land up into and build great careers out of. One is the consulting field. So your organization like McKinsey, Bain, uh, IQA, all of them have consulting arms, and you can build great careers over there as well. You can build great careers in IT industry. So I landed up after pharma MBA, I landed up into Infosys, and a lot of my friends are working in that space today also. So technology arm and life science divisions or pharma divisions within technology arm are also great career options. One more career option is around service provider industry. So organizations like Indegene, McCain, who are service provider to pharma industries, present great career opportunities as well. So a lot of career options are there today. None of them is good or bad versus the other. But there are a lot of options available, and you can pick and choose as per your comfort.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Rinkesh, for your time. And I'm sure students have a lot to learn from this interaction. And all the viewers later who are going to watch this also will have a lot to implement and learn from the experience and the knowledge that you have shared with us. Thank you so much, Rinkesh, for joining us at the Leadership Lab.
Pranav, thanks, man. Gives me also an opportunity to interact with students, and I like that. I would want to do that more. And I think with you, we have always got those opportunities to interact with students. So please continue doing what you are doing.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you for watching the Leadership Lab. If you have any questions for our speakers or any suggestions for us, you can email to us on pharmacad.mumbai@gmail.com. And the title of the email should be the Leadership Lab. And we shall try to send your questions to the speakers and get the answers at the earliest. Thank you so much for supporting. Keep watching. Take care.